trice. Real name, no gimmicks.
Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So come on and dip, come on your lips, fuck that, come on your lips, and some on your tits, and get ready, cause this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits, fuck you, Debbie. Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. Little hellions, kids feeling rebellious, embarrassed, the parents still listen to Elvis. They start feeling like prisoners helpless, till someone comes along on a mission and yells, bitch! A visionary, vision is scary, can start a revolution, polluting the airwaves, a rebel. So just let me revel and bask in the fact that I got everyone kissing my ass, and it's a disaster, such a catastrophe for you to see so damn much of my ass. You ask for me, well I'm back. Fix your minutes and I'm tuning in, and I'm gonna enter in and up under your skin like a splinter. The center of attention, back for the winner. I'm interesting, the best things in wrestling, investing in your kids' ears and nesting. Testing, attention please. Feel the tension, soon as someone mentions me. Here's my 10 cents, my 2 cents is free. A nuisance, who sent? You sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. A tisk get a tasket, I go tit for tat with anybody who's talking this shit, that shit. Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked worse than them little Limp Biscuit bastards. And Moby, you can get stomped by Obi. You 36-year-old boy, that fag blow me. You don't know me, you're too old, let go, it's over. Nobody listen to techno, now let's go. Just give me the signal, I'll be there with a whole list full of new insults. I've been dope, suspenseful with a pencil ever since Prince turned himself into a symbol. But sometimes the shit just seems everybody only wants to discuss me. So this must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. No, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, there's a concept that works. 20 million other white rappers emerge, but no matter how many fish in the sea, it'll be so empty without me. Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me.
Okay, we're just gonna stop the music there because I forgot how long Without Me is. Also, guys, holy crap! Hang on, let me fix the camera. Fix the camera. I'm back, guys. I'm back, and hopefully this time to stay because I miss doing this so much. Like, holy crap, I've missed doing YouTube so much. And I'll be honest, like, for the past couple of days I've been wanting to go back into doing YouTube. The problem was, however, that there hasn't been a topic that's really been interesting me. And by that, I mean, like, obviously, like, I care deeply about what's been going on with Ethan Klein. Obviously, like, I hope to God he's able to get the whole, like, child protective services situation all done and over with, because obviously I don't think he's a bad dad whatsoever. And let's see, what's he's back and ready to cause trouble. That is right. That's fucking right. I am. God damn. Okay, I haven't been on, well, I've been semi on the internet. It's kind of like I took an impromptu break because of some IRL stuff that I was trying to get situated. But hey, that's not a problem anymore. Guys, I know this isn't exactly a morning show, but by the time I learned about today's topic, it was already well past the morning, and I had already made dedicated plans. Those plans are now done and over with. I had a good time. And in order to keep myself energized, I have the elixir of life over here, aka my pre-workout that I will be sipping on for this evening. He's back and blacker than ever. Hell yeah, give me some Henny. Give me some Henny. Now, I'm sure you're noticing, well, there's some weird like autofocus thing that's on him. Yeah, I got a camera. I got a camera, an actual like DSLR camera. Now the issue was I had bought this while I was at Walmart, so it's an older model. It is the Rebel T100, and obviously this was made well before DSLR cameras became common for webcams. You can still use it as a webcam, luckily, but for if anyone can like give me tips on how to fix this camera right here, because like I like it. It's gonna be my main recording camera from now on. I think it looks decent enough for what it is. I mean, I think I look pretty good. I mean, I look fine, you know. But that little autofocusing is a little annoying. And so, but like this is the thing, right? If I do manual focus, then that's just there, right? Now, what I can do is I can trick well, not trick, I'll just press the record button, but I think that's just going to mess up the whole thing I have right here. So bear in mind with this until I can find someone to help me fix that whole thing. But yeah, who do we got in here tonight, guys? I know this is kind of a late impromptu stream. Let's see, we got NextJet who came over to say hi. We got King a Loop, Nintendo Mail. We got Twilight Midna, Johnny Hex, and GG Hearts. Thank you guys for showing up to this late night return stream. I am ready. And oh, another thing is, I'm sure you noticed, I'm not wearing headphones because the headphones I was using for all my audio stuff are broken. And embarrassingly enough, I don't have the money to replace the headphones yet until next paycheck. And that's not me trying to get you guys to donate. I just want to clarify that right now. That's just the reality of it. I do have it set up to where it's like it is going to be kind of like a speaker situation. For example, okay, so let's play some music. Let's play some of the music. So yeah. Now, obviously, the issue is because it's playing through open speakers and I have a microphone, there is going to be some echo. I've tried to minimize that as much as I could. I'm not even necessarily, I have OBS recording just in case there's any good clips. But this isn't necessarily like a highlight clip stream. This is just, we're back kind of stream. I hope you guys can bear in mind with that. That being said, it is good to be back, and I can't wait. Now, Guys, oh my God. Okay, so we're going back to one of my favorite topics of 2024, which was the ImAlexx drama. Now, for those of you who don't know, ImAlexx's ex-girlfriend came out with her story about him. And for the most part, I believe she showed very, very good evidence. I mean, such good evidence that, in fact, hang on, guys. Let me show you the amazing evidence that she was showing us. By the way, guys, if you're feeling extra generous tonight, I would greatly appreciate a retweet of the stream post if you can. I know I'm kind of begging here, but this is the return, the great return. And, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. This is going to be a very long stream. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up ahead of time. Holy crap, Kangalo.
It's 14 pages!
Holy crap. Oh my God, the alerts are going to be so fucking loud. Okay. Let me see. Is there any way I can fucking turn those down? Holy shit. Holy God, I forgot those were going to be loud. Anyway, Kangaloo, thank you with the $9.99. Holy crap, good to have you back in action. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Guys. Seriously, it's been hell. Honestly, it's been fucking hell not being able to do this, and I'm glad I'm at a point now where I can do this, because this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love doing. And it's just awesome to be back. But yeah, let me post up the awesome evidence that was shown to us. Okay, this is a Kristen Ark tweet. Okay, this is gonna be a tad loud because the thing.
Something you really.
Actually, oh, I already have it. Oh, okay, here we go.
To fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up.
Now, guys, I am not an expert when it comes to relationships. I'm not. God, I am not. Especially, if the past month has shown me, I am not an expert in relationships. But methinks that one should not do that to a partner. Even if you guys are having trouble, you should never resort to violence to solve your problems or to express your issues, because that's not healthy, ladies and gentlemen. That is not healthy whatsoever. I know, guys, hot takes from Nerdy John about relationships. But guys, after, God, how long has it been? Jesus, since this whole thing? I know it's been not well over a year, almost close. It feels like a year. It feels like it's been a year. But guys, ImAlexx has finally responded, and it is an hour and 42 minutes long. So guys, again, I know this is a late night stream, and I understand if you guys have to leave at any point. It's been 25 years exactly, man. Now, I think it was one person, a wise man, who once said, "It's been a while." But ImAlexx has finally responded, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Now, predictions. This is either going to go terribly bad for him, or best case scenario is that he can show that they were equally just as abusive towards him. Because, guys, there's no saving his career. There is absolutely no saving his career, especially with the crowd he pandered to. Okay, because the crowd he pandered to were the TikTok Gen Z girls who really big into social justice, which is fine. Absolutely fine if that's what you want to market yourself towards. But the guy was a phony. Okay? Say what you want about me. I am not a phony. I am upfront with the fact that I am an asshole. Now, granted, I've never done this before, or I threatened to hit a woman. through my many faults, I'm glad to say I've never done that before. But yeah, guys, it's time to get this ball rolling. And again, I do apologize for the echo that you were going to hear. Just please bear with me on that. It's not a nerdy live show without some technical difficulties, you know.
This video is my response to allegations made by my ex-girlfriend Alice Hess,
So yeah,
who I was
apologies
in a
for the echo.
relationship with for the majority of 2023. Alice hit me, kicked me, emotionally, verbally, and physically abused me, as well as threatened me and blackmailed me constantly for
Okay. So, buddy, old pal. If you want me to like be on your side,
It's 14 pages!
oh God, okay. In all seriousness, I will have to fucking change that. Holy shit, I'm gonna have to fucking change that. Holy shit. Okay. Stream elements. But thank you, Minna, for becoming a super nerd one. Thank you, Minna. Thank you so much, actually. Guys, if you want to become a member, you can join for just 99 cents. And you get a bunch of member exclusive content. Well, I say a bunch, but I haven't done anything in like a month. Don't worry. I'm back. We're going to get the ball rolling on some exclusive members only content. It's going to be super fucking exciting. But yeah, I'm going to have to hang on. Can't I change the alert volume here in? No, I can't. I have to go to stream elements directly. I have to go to stream elements directly. Okay. Gonna take me a minute, guys. My apologies. Where's my alerts at? Where's my alerts? This it? I think so. Settings. No, I just want to change the volume. Can I change the volume? Will not let me change the volume because it is rather loud, you know. Okay, I think what I'm gonna have to do is, just for right now, just because of how loud it is, I am gonna have to turn off alerts. Obviously, like I'll still see it like through chat. It's not like I'm gonna be ignoring it. I just want to clarify that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support you guys shown me, especially like my close friends. Because why'd you make that poor wombat do meth? Listen, I didn't make the wombat do shit. Okay, that wombat did meth of its own accord. That wombat did the meth of its own accord. Stop flexing your shekels. I read that as stop flexing Shrek and was confused. Damn. But guys, it's so awesome to be back. Let's do this.
This video is my response to allegations made by my ex-girlfriend Alice Hess, who I was in a relationship with for the majority of 2023. Alice hit me, kicked me, emotionally...
Okay. I'm sure he's going to go into these, but okay, so like, I fucking know what's up. I'm just trying to talk about it. You retard boy, literally retard, lol. Stop the wombat abuse. Listen, the wombat's abusing itself, okay? I'm not abusing the wombat, okay? The wombat's abusing itself, okay? You only hurt yourself when you're on drugs. Kids, don't do drugs unless it's weed. Then do it all the time. So yeah, I think prediction time. I think it's just going to be he's going to show that she was abusive towards him, which it doesn't matter who was abusive first. And obviously, like when someone's in a toxic relationship, people are going to react differently to how things happen. But like, guys, in all seriousness, if you're in a very you see, that's another thing I need to fix is like that weird pixelation thing that you're seeing there. Anyway, that's another thing. That the thing is, when you're in a relationship like that, it is honestly best just to leave while you can. So that way, like, you can preserve yourself. You can leave the person who's hurting you. Yeah. Drugs are the friends we make along the way. True, Minna. True. True.
verbally and physically abused me, as well as threatened me and blackmailed me constantly.
Okay, these will be covered in the video. Thank you, ImAlexx. Thank you.
Throughout our relationship. Alice has continued to harass me by posting false information about me, as well as fabricating stories about our relationship online to this day. All of this will be covered in detail in this video, and for full clarity, I will be reading from a document that I have written to make sure that this is treated with the seriousness that it
Of course you would
deserves.
read from
Since
a
our
document,
relationship
'cause you're a little
ended,
pussy
Alice has
boy.
lied continuously for the
pussy
last
boy.
12 months that I was under a police investigation, to friends, ex-girlfriends, and YouTube commentary channels. Alice has continued to make false allegations about me to this day, and said that she had pressed charges against me in a comment on TikTok. This is a lie, as at no point have I been interviewed, arrested, or charged with a crime. But
Well, like, from what... So, like, these types of cases are really weird. And, like, granted, they're in the UK. So, like, I'm not sure how they would operate there. But, like, I don't think she would have been able to charge him with anything.
Alice continues to slander me publicly with these lies. Alice said that future partners can check Claire's law, and later claimed she got me put...
Is it echoing? No, yeah, I mean that's what I clarified, was that it's going to echo because I have it playing through my speaker. So unfortunately it is going to echo, which I understand if you guys... Biggest karma's being British, true. So I understand if this is like annoying for you guys. Again, I'm sorry. I don't have headphones. I don't have proper headphones at the moment, and it really sucks, and I apologize. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Working with what I can here.
Put down in the system so that any future partners who know how Claire's law works can use this information to stay safe from me. The information that is accessible through Claire's law would be a criminal record, also known as a criminal history. All of this information is available on the Claire's law website, which I will link in the description. Alice has said that Claire's law can be used and that I am in the system, alleging that I am a convicted criminal or that I have a criminal record. Alice also says in the same messages that the police didn't do anything at all. These statements completely contradict each other, as it would not be possible for the police to have done nothing, and for the police to have put me on the system as a convicted criminal or as someone with a criminal record.
Could she have misspoken? Re-rolling with the punches, yeah, first stream back, exactly. Now this is the thing. Could she have misspoken there? Do you think she could have misspoken? Like, maybe it's like he's on like a watch list, you know? All I know is that, like, from what we've been able to see, and you can say she cherry-picked the really bad stuff, right? The point is, it's really bad stuff. Okay, listen. You threatened a girl. You said that you were going to bash her head in with a brick. Unless in that moment she is like attacking you with something, which was not the case because this was a Discord call where you two were being bitter towards each other, which I understand, but that still does not elicit that type of response. You had no right to act the way you did towards her. Now, granted, I'm probably I'm not going to be the best analyst when it comes to this stuff because I'm dumb. But yeah, dude, you suck. You suck so much. You are an awful person. And I love how you're like, dude, if this was anyone else in this situation that wasn't you, you would call them guilty. But because it's you, we're supposed to give you the benefit of the doubt, which is hilarious to me. That's what's funny about this. Because it doesn't matter what evidence you show. You still did what you did. There's no denying what you did. You said the N-word towards her and like kicked her, like literally physically, like kicked her out of your house. Like, bro. You are so fucking dumb. You are so fucking dumb.
Record. Alice's story continues to make no sense, as Alice later said that I was charged by police, but this would not be possible if the police never did anything at all. Alice claims she had achieved her goal of getting me put on a list accessible via Clare's Law, and that she had saved people because of this. None of the statements made about the police investigation make any sense, as Alice claims she had put me on a list that would require me having a criminal record and a caution from the police, but also says the police didn't do anything at all. This is because Alice is and always was lying. I would like to make it incredibly clear. I have never been contacted, approached, or interviewed by police at any point in my life, and I do not have a record or any cautions.
Okay. I think it's still like, I think it's clear that you still did what you did. I wonder what the comments are like. For full clarity, I'm not running ads on this video. If you are seeing ads, it's because it's been claimed due to music in the TikTok shown. This took up so long, I completely forgot bro existed. The whiplash I got from seeing this notification. Well, at least he didn't use a ukulele. The cat deserves therapy for knowing these two. It's good. It's a good day to be unemployed. I don't think anyone will know the truth apart from these two and the cat. My conclusion: neither of them should own a cat. Oh no! Why is the cat? Why does the cat keep getting mentioned in these comments? I'm a little concerned now. What happened to the cat? Oh no! What happened to the cat? Oh no! I'm so afraid. I'm so deeply afraid right now. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Oh no. Oh no.
Claiming that I am a convicted criminal or have a criminal history is the first of many lies that will be covered in this video. There has at no point ever been a police investigation, but Alice has continuously lied to hide the truth about what really happened in our relationship and solidify the false narrative that she has built about me over the last year. Alice wrote all of
Kitty cat was bricked. Oh my god.
these messages and posted the document knowing that the police investigation was a lie, as it would not be possible for Alice to share any information if this was at any point an ongoing case. A YouTube commentary channel called Samuel said that she had been dealing with the police instead of immediately taking it to social media.
Yo, Samuel gets mentioned in this? Yo, bro. You think I get a mention in this? Come on. Okay. ImAlexx, I forgive you for everything that you've done. If you mention your boy, okay? If you mention your boy, Nerdy John, all is forgiven, okay? I am an egotist. So, obviously, you know, I thrive on attention. So, if I get mentioned in this, oh my god, it's going to be so awesome.
When he spoke to Alice.
Hey, I just thought I'd come in to say that I've spoke to Alice, the ex of Alex, and I've also spoke to ImAlexx. Now, Alice is dealing with this with the police as well. Has got the police involved. So instead of just immediately taking it to social media and speaking about it,
Nicole got a tweet mentioned. Damn, I should have made a brick art. I bet it could have gotten mentioned. Gave him a brick for fingers. Oh my god, that would have been so hilarious. Minna, get on that right now so I can steal it for the thumbnail.
has also got the police involved beforehand. And is dealing with it that way. She's going to the police about that, trying to get the situation sorted properly before she speaks about it online. Which is definitely a change. Usually people just immediately come online to speak about stuff and air it all out before going to the police.
This is a lie, as Alice had already posted months before she had released the document that I was on Clare's Law and a comment on TikTok in April 2024. This would mean the police investigation had already finished and that I would have a criminal record 3 months after we had broken up, which would be impossible. Alice had also posted a video in April saying that she wanted to save the next girl that I would date.
Well, this is gonna get claimed. This is gonna get fucking claimed. I don't understand. Okay, if she's not, okay, if oh, you know what he did? You know what ImAlexx did? You know why he has the copyrighted music in here? So that way it would screw over all the people reacting to this. That's why he did this. Joke's on you, good sir. I don't make money to begin with, so I don't give a fucking shit. You fucking flaming British F-slur. Hey, Nerdy is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Nerdy's back. Tell a friend. That's right, motherfuckers. I'm back. I'm here to stay. And nobody is pulling me away from this again. Nobody.
This clip is from a stream
I was
2
enjoying
months
that.
after Alice had posted videos and comments about it.
Yo, lyrics, by the way, lyrics quit commentary, so. Broke boy hours saved you. Yeah. British cigarette. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Your British cigarette.
Samuel says Alice does not want to come out and talk about this until after the police investigation had taken place, which was a lie. This is not how anything is unfolded publicly at all. Alice has been posting about me constantly and also released an entire document about me after lying that I was on Claire's Law. She did not wait for a police investigation because she knew there wasn't one, and Alice later admitted that this was the case and that the police didn't do anything. At one point, Alice claimed I hadn't responded as she speculated that the police had contacted me, and that was why I hadn't replied. Alice was upset this message had been leaked in a YouTube video, as she hadn't intended for it to be posted publicly, as it would be incredibly clear that she was lying about the police investigating me to the point where she was actively speculating and telling lies when questioned about it. At this time, Alice reached out to my ex-girlfriends privately and asked my ex-girlfriend Jess to plan a statement to back up hers, lying about the involvement of the police to convince people that her story was the truth. Alice has continued to post about me and harass me to this day, despite stating in her document that she was going to move on with her life after it was released in June. Since Alice's document, she went on to post many things on Twitter, TikTok, and in statements that contradict her story. One of the contradictions made was in a series of tweets Alice posted asking for you.
So, like, is like the clip of you threatening to bash her head in? Is that AI? Is that AI generated? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Is that like AI generated? Cause look, okay, I'm fully willing to believe that you both were like abusive towards each other, but doesn't fucking we have too many receipts with him? Yeah. Like again, guys, this isn't going to save his career to any degree. This is not going to save him. The best he can hope for is like both of them looking bad, and judging from the comment section, that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting, is that like no one believes him still, but like no one thinks he's innocent, but people are willing to believe that like she was bad too, which is probably, like, if I'm being honest, was like my guess from like the get-go, was that because usually in these types of situations it's unfortunately, given how toxic the relationship seemed, usually there's some like give and take. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's like in every situation. Cause like, look, at the end of the day, no matter what, well, unless they physically hit you, and even then, like, I don't know, depending on the situation. But like, I'm kind of old school in the fact that like I don't think in any circumstance you should hit a woman, and but old school, like common fucking decency. But yeah, I'm not of the belief that you should like really hit a woman, given circumstances. iNabber and other Brit commentary channels have responded on Instagram. Oh, okay. If you can like, Mr. Gamer, I believe you're in the Discord server. If you can send me the links to their post in the server, that would be really cool. If you could do that, be really cool.
YouTubers to reach out to her so she can do interviews for their videos on the false police investigation after her document was posted. Alice did multiple interviews where she has lied about me having a criminal record via Claire's Law and being under investigation by police. She continued doing this for months, and these lies have been shared in many.
Yo, K-Huck, thank you for renewing your membership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, K-Huck. 18 months, dang.
videos. Alice said that she can give updates and that people should message her directly, even though in these messages Alice said that she hadn't received any updates or heard anything from police at all. She told YouTubers she couldn't share information until everything with the false police investigation had finished.
And Alice as well, speaking to her, she does want to like come out and speak
Dude,
about this.
Smaggle cameo. Dude. Oh my god, that's so funny if you know the Smaggle lore too. Smaggle used to be ImAlexx's like Discord moderator, like his head Discord moderator, which is super fucking funny. Dude, Smaggle gets a cameo in the video. Fucking mint. Fucking mint, my guy. Dude, so fucking awesome. Fuck yeah. Full fucking circle, baby. Who up smaggling their daggle? Oh my god. Feeling like crud, but happy you're back. I'm going to get some sleep. Talk to you later. Take care, K-Huck. Take care. Ciao bella. Is that how fancy uptight people say it? Ciao bella. Ciao bella. Anyway, take care, K-Huck. Get some sleep. Get some sleep.
Like eventually after like all the police stuff, and just wants to be able to get all the information. She's got proof as well, and she wants to be able to get all that out there once she's spoken to the police properly.
This story at no point has made any sense, as Alice says that she would only post about this after the police investigation had finished, but then continued to say that the police were involved months after she had posted her document, which once again shows that Alice was lying the entire time. Alice claims she can provide updates to YouTubers in this tweet, but made an excuse to people she was arguing with on Twitter that the reason she couldn't provide updates to them was because of the fact that there was a police investigation, and that she wasn't allowed to share anything until it was finished, and that now it finally finished, she could share more information again. This makes no sense, as Alice had already shared an entire document about me, and was then asking people if she could continue to share more information about me in
Real smaggling, daggling hours, homie. Yeah. She smaggled all over my daggle. Goddamn. Goddamn.
interviews on her Twitter.
I miss this.
that were
I
then
miss you,
posted
chat.
onto
I
YouTube.
missed you
Alice
all
wrote right
so
at the end of her
much.
document that for legal and obvious reasons, she wouldn't attach all the evidence she has, but in due time, it may be made public. Not only is this not how police investigations work, but Alice has not posted more evidence since, despite saying the supposed investigation had now ended. This is because there never was an investigation, as it was a lie. It would not have been possible for Alice to share anything at all by her own admission if there actually ever was a police investigation in place. Alice has continuously lied and claimed that this was the only thing stopping her from releasing information, and she acknowledged this herself in this tweet and when speaking to YouTubers. The reality is, there never was a police investigation, which Alice later admitted to. This is why Alice decided to publicize a heavily edited...
Camera. No, camera. Don't you do this to me, camera. Camera, don't you be doing this to me now. Hang on. I think I have a workaround for this. I'm going to have a work. What if I do this? No, oh God, no, that just makes it worse. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna have to do that every like couple of minutes. Weird. I thought I turned off the what's it? The turn off feature. Oh well. We're just gonna do that now. Like I said, if anyone can help me with this camera, it is a T100. If anyone can help me turn this into a proper webcam, that would be awesome. Very awesome of you guys. But till then, we're just gonna have to have some workarounds, I guess.
Version of events to damage my reputation with false stories and lies, like alleging I'm a convicted criminal with a criminal record. I have taken my time gathering information and evidence, as Alice has continued to lie about me and the abuse she put me through during our relationship, whilst blackmailing me and threatening me. Alice has created a one-sided narrative that does not show the reality of what had happened during our relationship. Due to Alice's constant posting about me and my own personal issues, my response has been delayed many times, and all of this will be covered throughout this video. When Alice's story was questioned by people on Twitter, she responded with threats to leak my phone number, whilst also insulting me and anyone who pointed out these inconsistencies in her document. Alice would then block these people after arguing and insulting them.
Alex, clearly you're not gonna need that camera you're using, and it's clearly pretty nice. Why don't you do homie a solid, okay? Your American homie. Just send that camera over my way. You know, I think I can make better use of it than you can.
For replying to her posts as they were highlighting many of the inconsistencies and lies that Alice had made. Alice changed her Google document multiple times to hide these criticisms, and has cropped messages that showed her using the same racial slurs that she had accused me of bringing into our relationship.
Yo, Cope and Steve cameo. Let's go. Let's go.
Directly contradicted her story. This was unacceptable behavior, and I deeply regret using such horrific language, and this will be further addressed in
Dude, he addressed the slurs before he addressed actually threatening to beat her, and the audio clips of him beating her. What the fuck? It's like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, that's so fucking funny. Yo, Teddy with the $4.99. Let's go. I know how to help you, John, with the camera, but I won't, cause screw you, John. You know what, Teddy? I've missed you most of all. I've missed you, Teddy. I'm gonna heart that. I'm gonna heart that, Teddy. I missed you. Missed all of you.
in this video. Alice has erased any evidence that these events had taken place or that she had been at any point abusive physically, verbally, or emotionally towards me, and this proceeds throughout her entire document, which has since been edited multiple times, which was pointed out by a user on Twitter. Alice's entire story has been built on lies, and in this video I will be showing screenshot evidence that directly refutes the claims that she has made against me, as Alice intentionally left out hundreds of text conversations that would disprove her stories and false narrative that she has created. Instead, it would show that Alice had been abusing me for our entire
Such horrific language. Bro, you threatened to brick your girlfriend. We're just chopped liver, I guess. Hey, Gigi, I missed you too, Gigi. I missed you too. But Teddy also donated, so, you know, I have to make sure I especially mention that I missed him, you know.
And that she has not stopped harassing me for the last year. Alice has made tweets stating that I do not have any trauma from our relationship together and that she never hit me. These statements are untrue, and in fact Alice admits to slapping me and pushing me in another in her own document. Alice had also been kicking me, which she admitted to me on Facebook Messenger after she had lied that I was on Claire's Law. And all of this will be covered separately throughout this video. Alice has done all of this despite claiming she was never physically abusive at any point in our relationship, which is a lie, as Alice was physically abusing me regularly, which she has hidden and now lied about publicly. Alice also posted a series of tweets in an argument on Twitter, stating that I do not have
Rub Teddy's massive ego. You see, if this was a Nicholas Diorio stream, at this moment in time, I would play the, you know what else is massive clip? I didn't miss John either. Minna, dead meme. Bad Minna, bad. That's why I keep saying it. And you know what else is massive? Damn. You know, I gotta start doing what Nick does. You know, it just like has that hotkey for like the meme scenes. I gotta start doing that.
BPD, also known as borderline personality disorder. Alice has even gone as saying that I do not have BPD, also known as borderline personality disorder. Alice has even gone as far as diagnosing me as a narcissist in her document.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Alex is a BPD girly, apparently. John, quick, tell me a joke. Oh, my life. That's a joke. That's a joke.
And she claimed that she is an empath. I was diagnosed by my psychiatrist.
Yo, she's a fucking empath. Let's fucking go.
Believed to be emotionally unstable personality disorder, also known as borderline personality disorder. I was then referred to my local community mental health team after the diagnosis from my psychiatrist. To claim that I haven't been diagnosed with BPD is untrue. Alice has made multiple tweets spreading false information about my medical history, whilst continuing to lie.
Even if, okay, and I won't say that he's faking BPD. If you do have BPD, it is still no excuse for your pattern of behavior during your relationship. Because, listen, okay, obviously, mental health is a very serious thing, and it should be taken seriously. And everyone who is suffering from any sort of mental illnesses should do their best to address their issues and to work on them. But that being said, you shouldn't blame your issues on BPD or any sort of mental issues that you're suffering from. Now, obviously, if you have BPD or you have a partner who has BPD, I would highly recommend that you educate yourself in order to so that way you can help out your partner, so that way you can be a better person for them. And obviously, if you're suffering some sort of mental illnesses, or even if you have stuff you gotta work out, even if you don't have any diagnosed mental illnesses, I believe you should go to therapy if you need to. Therapy is very helpful. But yeah, that's my gay little PSA for this stream. It's probably gonna be more because holy crap, this is gonna be a long video. My life. Wow, I didn't know you were a 20-year-old woman during the 2010s. She is for the streets. Mental health is gay. Yeah. You see, this is what I miss, guys. This is what I miss. I miss all of this.
During these arguments she has online regarding me. Alice replied to a tweet which she believed was about me, where she denied that I have BPD, as she thought the original tweet was in defense of me. When it was pointed out the tweets were not about me, and that they were about another YouTuber, Alice tried to justify her ongoing posts lying about me as
Oh, Nicholas Diorio. Let's go, Nicholas Diorio. Let's see. Hey, Alice, I think the person you responded to was asking me about a person named Josh from a separate situation, not Alex. Oopsie. Seen a lot of people say similar, so I thought I cleared it up. My bad.
simply sharing information.
Oh my god.
Even though nobody had asked, and she had said she wasn't going to post about me after the document was released due to the police investigation that she had lied about. Alice has continued to try and remain in control of the narrative surrounding me and my life for the last 12 months by spreading many lies, including this one. Alice has opened her document by saying that I will make a contradicting response to the allegations that she has made against me, and that after posting her statement she can move on with her life. But this was a lie, as Alice has continued to post about me many times online to this day, as I have shown.
Yo, Alice kind of fine though. Listen, Alice, you looking for another YouTuber to abuse? Listen, okay? I'm in America. Hit me up. I'm sure we can work something out. Yo, fly over. Yo, fly over, girl. Fly over. Oh, goddamn. I'm going to regret that. Oh. Dude, people who are on our side of it were like, this misogynistic YouTuber try to make advances towards her.
Shown and will show throughout this video. Alice claimed that I threatened her not to come forward with her story and repeats this when talking with YouTube commentary channels. Alice shows no proof of this, and that is because this is the exact opposite, as Alice had.
You stan her or do you stan me? I would love to be stan personally. I would love to have like some fans. Dude, I want to pay attention to the response, but goddamn, does Alex have a good door? Oh yeah, his door's out of focus, you know. Thirsty? Listen, okay. It's not that I'm thirsty necessarily. It's just I appreciate, you know. I appreciate when a woman's looking good, you know.
and blackmailing me throughout our
God
relationship.
damn, I can't appreciate.
And months after it had ended, I had told my
Shit, I'm looking for my next mistake. You know what I mean? My lady needs to be re-silenced. What the fuck does that mean? My lady needs to be re-silenced.
friends that Alice had been hitting me. Alice denied this on text when she found out and threatened to sue me if I continued to tell people.
The
she
door
had
is
been
just so
hitting me
pleasing to
throughout our
me.
relationship.
The
Alice says that
autofocus
my
door. Harry re-silence, Harry re-silence, Harry re-silence. What does this mean? What does this mean, chat?
story will contradict hers, and that is because Alice knows that our relationship is
The
not
sky roof is cooler than the door. What the fuck?
how she is portrayed.
Oh, yeah.
Alice has
that.
lied constantly, and I can prove this with the text evidence that she is intentionally not included, as it contradicts her own story. Alice says we had a huge fight where I dragged her, covered her mouth, and put her in a headlock, and that this happened on the 19th of October, a few days after we had moved in with each other. There are no texts from this time that even suggest that we were fighting or had been in a fight, and that's because this did not happen. On the 19th of October, Alice asked me to call, and the next text message was Alice asking me to sort out my bike in the garage. Later that same day, Alice asked me what's happening, and I tell her the cat had shut me in the cupboard because I was fixing our heating. And then that night we texted about packages arriving the next day. At 1 past midnight, Alice tells me she'd made me pizza, and then on the 20th of October, Alice asked me what I want from the shop, and then we go on to talk about buying Pokemon cards. To claim we had a huge fight where I'd physically assaulted Alice is a lie. I never did these things Alice has accused me of doing, because this never happened. Alice has texted her mum, and used this as proof that this event had taken place after screenshotting the text in real time, as the messages display the words today instead of the date that they were taken. Alice knew she would be using them in her document, and that she had been planning this full story about me. Alice has used this text to make it seem like I had physically assaulted her, when this never happened. This isn't the only time Alice has used similar proof.
Let's see. You know what? Well, hold on. I need to make a video better. Oh my god, Teddy, no. The cat did what? I'm here for Alice. She needs a shoulder to cry on. No, next shit. I don't care if you're in the same country. Okay? Okay? Alice is gonna be my girl. Okay? Listen, okay? She's gonna be mine. Next shit. Okay? Listen, okay? White boy summer is just around the corner. Okay? White boy summer just around the corner. I'm gonna get me some baddies. Baddies, as the kids say. Okay, I got W Riz. Oh, I can't keep a straight face. Listen, okay, a white boy summer just around the corner. I got W Riz. Okay, I got that shit on lock. What other catchphrases can I say? The brain rot phrases. Listen, okay. Point is, all right. I'm gonna break some hearts.
To claim something had happened which had never
I'm
taken
hoping to
place
break
at all,
Alice's heart.
and she does this many times in her document. Alice provided a list of events that she had written herself directly into her notes app as evidence, and has attached them to her document as proof. But Alice was still writing these stories after she had said that she had moved out, which shows that these were written at a later date retroactively.
Let's see. 28th December, argued, kicked me as I walked away. I moved out after that day. Reactive abuse. Well, you're showing a note right there that says that you kicked her, man. It shows it right there that you kicked her. I don't know if that's helping you.
For this document. Anyone could have written down anything on any date and claimed that it was true. Writing down words into a notes app can be done at any time, and is in no way, shape or form proof that something happened. The texts between us from that time reflect a totally different story that Alice has not included in her document, even though she provided an exact date of the day this had apparently taken place. Instead, Alice has fabricated a story entirely, and has accused me of being physically abusive to hide the fact that she had been slapping, punching, and kicking me throughout our relationship. Something that she had tried to hide from her document, and has lied about on Twitter publicly.
I mean, okay, so like, this is the thing. People put up a lot with relationships especially if like they have like the blinders on. How come it's so easy for you to look past physical abuse? You know, and granted, I've never been physically abused, nor have I physically abused anyone. Um, but like I have I have trouble understanding, especially from like a dude's mindset, right? Like specific, like obviously I can't speak on the woman's experience when it comes to physical abuse, because usually when it comes to like physical abuse, when it happens, they're afraid of it happening more. And granted, if Alex does have BPD and he's going through like a very stressful situation, maybe he's not like thinking clearly. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But if she's abusing you, why did you stay in that relationship for so long? I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm not. Cuz I think they're victims of each other from the sounds of it. I think they loved bombed each other. Probably. Relationships are tough, man. Relationships are tough, and if two people who are not mentally well get into a relationship together, it can spell some very bad stuff, unfortunately.
No point has this story ever been
Because I don't think people go into a relationship being like, "Ah, yes, I shall abuse this person," right? Hopefully, people don't go into relationships like that. Next shit, I'd let Alice love bomb me. No, I'm the one she's gonna love bomb next gen. Hey, listen, she.
As Alice said that this happened on the 4th day that we moved in with each other in her document and in her notes app, but then it texted me that it happened on the 2nd. And to be
I
clear,
do, says Teddy. Well, Teddy, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not even surprised by you, Teddy. I would be more surprised if you didn't, do that to someone in a relationship. Jesus, I'm going to hell.
text messages from the 17th of October also show that this was not the case. Alice started to accuse me of being physically abusive with her after I had asked her multiple times to stop her constant physical attacks on me. Because these continued, I had asked to break up. The first time Alice ever mentioned that this assault had apparently happened.
Well, that's the thing. Can you imagine, can you imagine getting punched in the face? Well, granted, I'm not saying that's what happened to him necessarily, right? But like, imagine being hit by your partner and then you being like, "Hey, yo, mate, can we break up, mate?" How about instead of like asking to break up, how about you just break up? How about you just like move all their shit out of the way? Because that's what you should do. Don't ask to break up with someone who's abusing you. Just break up with them. I think that's generally what you should do.
Was when we were in an argument on the day we broke up, and I had told her to leave the house. Alice accused me of grabbing her and said she could prove that this had happened because she had written down the date in her notes app, and then started to blackmail me and threaten me.
Being punched in the face? No, because I do the punching. Damn.
I denied this ever happening and explained how it disturbed me that Alice was trying to gaslight me into believing that this had taken place. I had asked Alice not to come back to the house and that I would leave her stuff in the garage because I wanted to break up and I didn't want her near me anymore, as she had been assaulting me and threatening me since we had started dating. When Alice had left the house, I finally thought I could escape our relationship and that I wouldn't have to see her again. This is when Alice began to start blackmailing me and threatening me because I was asking her to stay away. Alice told me that she was going to come back and that she was only gone for a night. When I told Alice I didn't want her to come back, she accused me of...
Let's see. To be fair, I bet she could win in a fight with him. He was probably terrified like a wet chihuahua cuddling a brick in the corner in a fetal position. Probably, dude, I bet you my little sister could like beat up ImAlexx. Look at that fucking twink.
Physically abusing her. Alice then threatened to report this lie to the police to stop me from trying to leave our relationship. I knew that now...
Look at that fucking twink, okay? Oh, wait, I don't have the thing up. Okay, here we go. Look at that fucking twink. Look at him. He can get beaten up by anyone. I bet you an actual chihuahua could beat him up.
If I tried to leave, Alice would accuse me of physically abusing her, as she had used this to get me to back down from trying to end our relationship in this conversation. The false accusations and police threats were the final straw. I did not want to be blackmailed again into staying in.
Well, like, you see, if this was like a verbal conversation you guys had, obviously be hard to prove. But the fact that like she's saying that in text messages that she's going to like blackmail you into staying with her, yeah, all you have to do is just show that to the police, and then they're like, oh, okay, give us a moment, and then bam.
In our relationship. Alice continued to insist that I had assaulted her in our argument over text, but as I have shown, we were completely fine on the 19th of October because this fight never took place. Alice has created this story because she had been threatening me for our entire relationship with...
Alex also made an Instagram story a few minutes ago. Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
Ruining my life and career, and she knew she could bully me.
Damn, isn't it like 2 a.m. for these people? What are they still doing up? What are these motherfuckers still doing up at 2 a.m.? Also, Mr. Gamer, thank you for all the Instagram stuff. Hang on, I'm gonna have to make sure these are okay. View story. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. A fucking paragraph. Jesus. I understand that you were mad. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Fucking paragraphs upon fucking paragraphs. Jesus. Fucking Jesus, mate. Jesus. Jesus. Okay, well, I see posts from Alex. Let's see. Pause. I've spoken to iNabber privately, and we have cleared out the situation and have settled it privately between us. Please do not harass him over something that is incredibly complicated that he should have never been dragged into, as it was not his responsibility. There was a lot of miscommunication. I was worried about sharing more information. Oh my god, iNabber, what a spineless fucking coward. What a fucking spineless coward, dude. You're fucking telling me that after he made the whole big stink about believing all victims, and that for years, Alex was a shitty friend to him, he's taken it all back because he thinks that like somehow this is gonna, that like he thinks somehow that like Alex saved his own career. No, Alex has not saved his career. All he has done is shown that she's been shitty towards him too. One time, my girlfriend gave me pasta. I didn't like it, so I put a pencil on the table and said, "Do you want to see a magic trick?" And slammed her face into the pencil and screamed, "Ta-da, it's magical." God. Whose career is more destroyed, Alex or Henry Cision? What? Teddy, you don't have a girlfriend. Never have, never will. You're gay, silly. Henry Cision will prevail. Damn it. How did you know I partake? What the fuck, Teddy? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. God, first off, god damn, what a fucking spineless bitch. What a fucking spineless bitch iNabber is. You fucking coward. You goddamn fucking coward. Oh, and of course he shares the fucking... Obviously, I've heard both of their stories. I've added to multiple calls. Okay, I hate fucking Instagram stories. Fucking stop fucking moving. Obviously, I've heard both sides of their stories. I've added to multiple calls about all this and tried to work out what was going on. But honestly, my only part in this was trying to work out who is the victim in the situation. And I truly do believe in victims and listening to them. I've tried to implement that logic in the situation and found out who was lying and who was not lying. On my channel, I talk about serious situations. I basically just try to stick my morals and ethics. Dude, you have no fucking morals and ethics. I am Alex's little bitch boy. That's what you are. That's what you will ever be. Because all you fucking British YouTubers, all you fucking British commentary channels are so fucking afraid of him. You're so fucking afraid of him. Even though, for all intents and purposes, his career is done and over with. His career is destroyed. There's no coming back from what he did. And you're all still fucking afraid of him. Can you imagine someone having this hold on a fucking community like this? I am so fucking glad that I'm not British. For one, I mean, obviously, like, being British in general sucks. But, like, imagine having ImAlexx on the top of the food chain and being like, oi, oh yeah, mate, what I say goes. What I say goes, mate. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Into submission and control me with these accusations and threats. Alice had told me that she had recorded me during my manic episodes and when I'd reacted to the constant threats and physical attacks in our relationship. Alice would threaten to post these videos when I tried to leave and when we argued. I felt that I had no choice but to stay when Alice threatened me. Alice has carefully selected these screenshots to hide me denying the physical abuse and to paint a completely different story, which is untrue. In the full thread that Alice hasn't shown, I told Alice I'd only tried to hug her, as I was not talking about grabbing Alice at all at any point in the conversation that she has tried to misrepresent. And when we discussed this at a later date, Alice says that I had hugged her and that I had walked away to avoid us fighting, which is not what she has tried to portray in her document at all. In one argument, Alice accused me of dragging her again, to which I sent her a voice message where I told her that it didn't happen.
I'm so confused here, Alice. Like, this morning, I was just trying to talk to you normally. I tried to call you, tried to have a normal conversation, and you escalate it to this. I don't understand. I don't understand, like, why this? Why does it have to be this? Why couldn't you just let me talk to you, like, have just a normal conversation today? Why did you, like, do you want it to be this? I don't want to fight you, I don't want to have fights with you, I don't want to have angry text messages with you, and I also don't want to be accused of doing stuff that I haven't done.
Alice then mocked me because I brought up her slapping me. Alice texted me in response saying, "You're mad if you want to say I'd slap you," even though Alice has now admitted she slapped me in the document that she posted. In these texts, I said that Alice pushed me away and gave me shit 24/7, to the point where I didn't want to sleep in the same bed as her. At this point, we were sending messages at the exact same time. This makes it look like we were responding to each other, but we were sending these messages simultaneously, as shown in these screenshots. When I said that Alice can't go around screaming in our house, it was because it was attached to the message where I was explaining why I had started to sleep downstairs because she would punch, kick, and scream at me, so I'd been forced to sleep on the sofa. Because we lived in a rented house, I didn't want to be evicted because of the constant arguments and screaming when I would sleep upstairs. Alice has cropped these messages intentionally to hide the entire context of this conversation. Alice has not only not shown these texts from when this apparent fight took place, but has now cut around messages to portray a story which is untrue. Alice hit me many times throughout our relationship, and this happened consistently from the moment that we started dating. Alice would use physical violence when I refused to do as she had asked, and this is something she admitted to in a conversation on Facebook Messenger. When I brought up that she had been assaulting me throughout our relationship, Alice responded by saying that any girl would have done the same. Alice also went on to send a message which...
What the fuck? Babe, you hit me. Yeah. And then a girl in my position would. What the fuck? Dude, ImAlexx. He's just a poor innocent victim, guys. He's just a poor innocent victim, guys. How come we're so mean to ImAlexx, guys? He's just a sweet innocent boy. Just a sweet innocent boy.
She said that her kicking me was probably uncalled for. I messaged Alice about her assaulting me on Facebook after she had posted TikToks calling me an abuser and lied that I was on Claire's Law and under a police investigation. I questioned why Alice was doing this when she had been physically assaulting me throughout our relationship. I told her because of
I know
this...
Tommy was live. I'm going to see if Tommy's still alive, because I want to see Because if there's anyone who hates ImAlexx, it's Tommy C. I want to see what his reaction is. I'm not gonna steal his opinion. I am just curious. Because, like, I don't think a lot of people have reacted to this so far. Well, at least I haven't seen, like, Nick react to it. Not yet. I think he's busy.
Because of this. None of the statements made about the police investigation make any sense, as Alice claims she had put me on a list that would require me having a criminal record and a caution from the police, but also says the police didn't do anything at all. This is
Okay, a caution can come directly from a cop.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. All right. Then he didn't get it.
Wait. Okay. Watch his response on Chud's stream. Dude addressed everything, but the proved abuse caught on recording down to janky Jarbo. What? Throws a brick, at least he's not smashing anyone's head in with it. Can't wait to see how ImAlexx tries to get his... Wait, that's interesting. Did he have a conversation with Chud? Chud Logic. Interesting.
Look how fast it flies by. Watch.
Is there any sort of conversation with him whatsoever? If it happened, okay, it looked like it might have been on a separate thing. Okay, let's continue watching the actual video itself. Oh god, who's this Harry Fissions guy? Jesus.
I would have to defend myself because of the accusations she had posted publicly. This is when Alice threatened to sue me for suggesting that she had slapped me, which she later admitted to in her document. I messaged Alice about the time she had kicked me, which had led to me sleeping on the sofa and staying away from her to stop her from assaulting me. I retold this story on messages, and Alice replied saying she didn't just start kicking me randomly for no reason. Alice admits in these messages that she was kicking me because I had refused to put my shirt on, which is her reason for assaulting me. Alice responded with, yeah, that's pretty...
Put a shirt on, you whore. I'ma hit you until you put a shirt on. What the fuck? I'm just like, damn, she sounds like she was just looking for an excuse to hit you, my boy. God damn.
Pretty stupid in response to me refusing to put my shirt on. This is because I had a skin condition that Alice was aware of. I said it was stupid at the time because I regretted not just doing as Alice had asked, as it would have avoided her assaulting me and we wouldn't have ended up arguing. We had also texted about this exact situation. I told Alice I didn't want to upset her as she was angry that I no longer would share a bed with her anymore because she had been kicking me and calling me fat.
Dude has a skin condition, so he has to like be shirtless. What skin condition do you have? Is it just like you get rashes and you have to like just like chill shirtless for a while? Ugh.
Because I had told her that I couldn't sleep with a shirt on because of my illness. I have had a skin condition since 2021 that was brought on by stress. This skin condition would cause me to have full body itching episodes when I was touched, pushed or hit, and it made it very hard for me to sleep. I was told by my doctor to try and avoid stressful situations.
Henry Sessions is a DNC industry plant. One of the Democrats' bro whisperers to the original Dan Withers. He was exposed for leading multiple girls on at once, but it's being treated like a Me Too thing. All right. I'm not equipped, nor do I know enough about the situation to make a comment on that. All right.
Situations and to stay dry and avoid warmth as it was seemingly making it worse. This is why I would sleep with no shirt on. When we first started dating, it was minimal, around the stomach area, but a few months into our relationship, it had spread to my entire body. Throughout my time with Alice, it got worse, and the stress of our relationship and other issues I was having at the time were having a huge effect on me, and Alice was aware of this. Originally, she seemed supportive, but it quickly became something that she would use to hurt me. Alice started by calling me fat in text and in person, and this was because
Fat?
she wanted
Wait, hang on. She's calling you fat? Did no one look at those messages earlier? Not messages, those images earlier. He looks like a fucking twig. Holy shit, if he's fat, I'm morbidly obese, which I probably am, but god damn, I wish I was fat like that.
to keep my shirt on because she did not like my illness and she didn't want to see it or be around it. We were in bed together and Alice told me when I took my shirt off that if I was going to do that, then she wanted me to sleep downstairs. I told Alice I wasn't going to do that because I wanted to sleep in our bed that night, and she had complained that I spent too much time away from her. This angered Alice and she called me names. I ignored her and turned away. So
Wait. She was mad that you were going to be sleeping in the bed without your shirt, but also that she wanted you near her. All right. I think she calls him fat because I heard someone say he might have an eating disorder. Oh. If he has an eating disorder and she calls him fat, that's super fucked up. That's super fucking fucked up if that's the case. God damn.
So I could go to sleep. Alice turned around in bed and kicked me in my lower back, and I told her to fuck off, and then she kicked me even harder and then started to donkey kick me in my neck and in the back of my head. Alice had done this so hard that I fell out of the bed while she was still kicking me. I proceeded to get incredibly angry, and I shouted at Alice and I insulted her, and this is something that I deeply regret doing. When I messaged Alice about this on Facebook,
I mean, if someone's physically hitting you, I think insulting them in turns like the bare minimum that I think you're allowed to do, right? I think that's the bare minimum. But obviously, like, if she's kicking you out of bed, I don't know why you didn't just kick her out. Honestly, that's what you should have done to begin with, is just kick her out if she's, like, treating you that way. But that was in defense of him. I don't know if it's true. I generally don't feel bad for Alex. I mean, if what he's claiming is true, I can feel kind of bad, right? Because, like, it does seem like what a lot of people were predicting was that they were both abusive towards each other. In which case, I can feel bad for both of them. I can pity more. I guess the better word for it would be pity. I pity both of them. And granted, I don't know who started the abuse first, right? But it definitely seems like they were not meant for each other.
She didn't just start kicking me hard. The argument had got worse, and we both started
Why are you kicking me? What the fuck, or Jesus, Teddy.
Insulting each other. Alice then pushed me and tried to hit me. This is when I grabbed Alice by the arms and I pulled her to the floor. This is the only time that I tried to defend myself after Alice had tried to attack me after kicking me in the back of the head. Alice says in the messages that she didn't do it for no reason, as she believed that because I had refused to sleep downstairs without my shirt on, that made it acceptable to kick me because I had refused to do what Alice had asked. Alice has also written in a document that I had accused her of hitting me when we were in bed because I was talking to our cat, and Alice has put this story last in her document. Alice says that this story about the cat is a lie and that it didn't happen, and wrote this. At this point, he's trying to use a situation with that cat and manipulate the story. I can show what really happened here. Alice has shown 5 screenshots of this conversation and has portrayed it as the whole story. Alice does not show the hundreds of texts where she admits to getting physical and trying to hurt me whilst also downplaying the seriousness of her physical attacks on me whilst justifying them. This was purposely hidden as it would show that Alice was physically abusing me, which is why she shows this screenshot and has cut off the first part of the conversation.
I will say, it's not a 1-to-1 because obviously Slazo was like 95% completely innocent, right? But it is so funny that ImAlexx, from his point of view, is having his own Slazo moment. Can we just like take a moment and appreciate I can't speak tonight. The karma that's with that. Chat, can we just take a moment and appreciate that for a second? Cause like, God damn, God fucking damn, motherfucker, you were accusing everyone left and right, whether they were innocent or actually guilty, of doing horrendous stuff for years, and you got away with it because you were British YouTube's top dog. And now look at you. You're in your own situation. And that's fucking funny. Have some beer money. Yo. Star Sprinter. Thank you. Thank you, Star Sprinter. No beer money. I mean, technically, I already spent money on beer. But thank you, Star Sprinter. Thank you so much. And let's continue, shall we?
Conversation where I'd asked Alice why she.
The money I make in this stream will be going towards new headphones. So thank you greatly. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Tried to hit me, in which she belittles and insults me for suggesting that she had assaulted me, even though she admits to getting physical in the text that she did not show. Alice then went on to write this. I had told him to stop saying weird things to the cat, he was joking about taking him away, and why would I let someone who told me they'd break my cat's neck near my cat? This was an argument around mine, so there is no texts. This is not true at all, and not how this took place, which will be shown in these text messages. For context before I read them, me and Alice were in bed together when our cat Bear entered the room, jumped onto the—
Oh boy, is this the conversation people were talking about the cat with? Oh no, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, chat. Let's brace ourselves, shall we?
Bed and sat on my chest. I began talking to the cat in a silly voice, and Alice was laughing with me. I was jokingly saying I was going to eat him if he got any closer, and it was very apparent that I did not mean this literally, and that I was in fact joking, as we had done together throughout our relationship. Alice even acknowledges that I was joking in her document at the time. Alice said this in her document. He then goes on to say I have punched him in the face over the cat. This is Delulu Island we're on now, because he's trying to grab onto anything he can to create his story. This didn't happen, and I couldn't tell you where he cooked this up from. This is from an argument where he was being horrible, had the cat in his arms, and came up to me making jokes about taking him away. Alex was in my face all over me doing this, so I pushed him off of me. I got this story from our own text that Alice has left out of her document. It is not something that I had cooked up, and I am not creating my own story, as there were hundreds of texts of me complaining when it happened that Alice doesn't show, which I will—
John thoughts. John recently revealed that he's an alcoholic. He's trying to stay positive, but this dono actually hurts him. He signed himself up for rehab yesterday. Oh yeah. Guys, I'm actually in rehab right now. I brought my whole equipment. They were like, yeah, totally stream. Listen, okay. To the allegations that I'm alcoholic, I say the problem right now is that I'm sober. No, in all seriousness, if you're an alcoholic, make sure you get the help you need, because people love you and people care about you, all that good stuff.
Read for full clarity. Alice admits that I was making jokes in her document, but then says I was being horrible, which is untrue and completely contradictory to what Alice had written, where she fully admits that I was joking at the time. Alice calls me delusional and says I'm on Delulu Island for thinking that Alice had physically assaulted me for joking about the cat, but has written in
with another $4.99. I almost did a pity dono. Thanks.
her own document that she
thank
did
you for all the
push
support
me,
tonight,
but it
by
was
the way,
because of me
guys.
making these jokes about the cat. Alice texted me
Bit
saying
more
she hadn't
headphone
hit
money.
me,
Exactly. Exactly.
was after I'd accused her of punching me in our bedroom in person, and then I had walked away. Before I left, I asked Alice to pack her things and leave, as I was not comfortable with being hit in our relationship, and this was not the first time that Alice had hit me. At first, Alice completely denied even trying to hit me at all, and then responded with her reason for why she had got physical with me, as it was due to me saying I was going to take the cat away as a joke. I was incredibly thrown off by this, as it was minutes after Alice had assaulted me. Alice began to gaslight me over text and tried to get me to think that this had never happened and that I was overreacting. Alice didn't apologize for getting physical, but instead doubled down on why she'd assaulted me. Alice hadn't told me she didn't like the way I was joking around before she assaulted me. We were in bed laughing, so I thought it was fine and just a normal interaction. Alice calls me mental and mocks me with laughing crying emojis for trying to discuss why...
You're literally mental. Hell yeah. Hey, Cloudy, how you doing? How you doing, Cloudy?
She had assaulted me. I made it clear in the text that I did not push Alice or
having
get
fun
physical
over
when I
here.
was upset with her, and that I was tired of her doing this to me, to which Alice responded by agreeing and saying, yeah, after you've been a bellend. Alice ignores her assaulting me as the reason this argument has started, and has cut it out of her document to make it seem like I was being horrible and that she had reacted to me, and not that she had hit me and insulted me, to which I responded by asking her to leave the house and leaving the room. This is why Alice at no point is specific about what I said that was actually horrible. She just references the joke I made about
Doing good. Hope you're well too. I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
taking the cat away. This is because I wasn't being horrible, and Alice is misrepresenting the situation intentionally by hiding these texts that showed what really took place. Alice again acknowledges in texts that I was joking, and that I was not being serious at any point, and that she was aware of this the entire time this argument was taking place. This contradicts what Alice has said in her document, where she claims that I was being horrible, as Alice knew the whole time I was joking, as shown by these messages, minutes after the actual event had happened. Told Alice I didn't like her getting physical with me, as it would happen a lot, and I was often ignored when I tried to talk about
Teddy with the $10. We were in bed laughing. What the fuck? I thought you guys' love language is kicking. This fairy tale is ruined for me now. Teddy. What the fuck? I thought our love language was abusing each other. What the fuck?
about it. When I would ask why, Alice would stonewall me or would tell me that I was overreacting when I complained about things becoming physical. Alice would not talk to me or tell me she was getting upset before she resorted to physically assaulting me. Alice tried to take the conversation away from it being about physical abuse and said that I was asking her to leave because she didn't laugh. I asked Alice to leave because she had attacked me without warning instead of talking to me, and Alice knew this, as I had made it clear in person and on the text conversation that we were having. But Alice was trying to change the reason I wanted to break up to make me look like I had overreacted to her misunderstanding a joke, and not because I believed that she had assaulted me. Alice says, "'Cause I didn't laugh, 'cause I pushed you off." Once again showing that Alice clearly knew that she had been physical with me, and then mocked me and belittled me for it, even though she had started by calling me delusional for even suggesting that she had been and that this had taken place. Alice still calls me delusional to this day for believing this even took place, and says I am on Delulu Island in her...
Kicking is an abuse. It's the most raw sign of love at Nerdy John. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Document. I asked Alice to stay away from me, and she called me mental again. I told Alice that I would stay away from her because she hadn't stopped assaulting me, as I felt this was my only option that I had left. I complained again that I needed Alice to leave. I felt I was being intentionally pushed to my limits, and I had reached a point where I was afraid to interact with our cat or Alice out of fear of being assaulted, as it had been going on for months at this point. Alice calls me delusional again, and blamed me, saying that this was my decision when I had asked her to leave the house. But I wouldn't have asked Alice to leave if she hadn't have assaulted me. I had let the physical abuse towards me become normalized for reasons that I will go on to later in this video. But I had reached a point where I couldn't deal with it anymore, and felt there was no excuses to justify this situation, as it seemed Alice now believed that me wanting to leave because of this was an overreaction. Our relationship was incredibly toxic, and it affected us both severely, and I felt that we needed to be apart as things were getting worse. Alice says that I was horrible to her to justify the continued physical assaults on me, even though she had started this fight because I was joking, and had tried to hurt me to get me to stop. But to claim that this behaviour was exclusively one-sided is untrue, and does not justify resorting to physically assaulting me because of a joke.
Well, who's this, lol? Yo, British Runner, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Alice then mentions I had said something to her the other day when her brother was over, and this story is actually in Alice's document. This wasn't the first time where Alice had treated me this way over the cat, but it was becoming a daily occurrence throughout our relationship. There are so many cases where I end up taking Bear into another room, saying that taking the cat off him is starting an argument when I only did it after he said weird things to him. Acts like a child had his toy taken away when realistically, I was uncomfortable with him being near my cat after saying what he does. Alice says that I acted like a child had his toys taken away, and that I complained that taking the cat off me is starting an argument. Alice then says I said weird things to him, and that's why she had taken him away. I was upset with Alice because, like in these texts where Alice justified assaulting me for talking to the cat and making jokes, Alice would use the cat as an excuse to assault me. I had broken down on a few occasions due to this, and I had gone to Alice and spoken to her about this because, as she says in her document, she was constantly taking the cat away from me, and I felt that this was done to get a rise out of me, as she knew that it upset me. Alice knew that I cared for the cat, but constantly referred to me being affectionate with the cat and talking to him as weird when I had asked why she'd taken him away or pushed me and left the room. Alice messaged me that she realised I cared for the cat after we had broken up, but has still gone on to portray me being affectionate with the cat as a justifiable reason to physically assault me, which is why she had kept things intentionally vague.
That's weird. If keep in mind, take it with a grain of salt, right? If what he's claiming is true, that's weird to like just be abusive towards someone because they like your pets. Isn't that like a green flag? Isn't that like a green flag if like someone's like really affectionate towards your pets? Dude, maybe Israel and Palestine just really loves each other, John. Oh yeah, this is actually an expression of love this entire time. Dude, I like that theory, Teddy.
Vague when describing me talking to the cat as weird, and has cropped these texts as Alice knew I was doing nothing out of the ordinary when it came to me and the cat. Alice says in her document that I was acting like a child because of this. I had asked Alice many times to stop hurting me for being affectionate and talking with the cat like I am doing in these text messages. I had broken down crying in front of Alice, which is why she says I'm acting like a child. Alice makes it seem like I was overreacting to something small, and not that I was deeply affected by being assaulted and mocked constantly for talking to the cat and various other issues in our relationship. This is why Alice has intentionally hidden these text messages that show why I was so upset, so she could misrepresent my complaints as childish and unreasonable, even though she admits to doing this on many occasions. It was affecting me severely trying to deal with the gaslighting and manipulation, as well as the physical abuse while sharing a house together, and to read that my breakdowns have been described as acting like a child who had his toy taken away shows that Alice was aware that it affected me and is even now still insulting me and mocking me for pushing me to my breaking point. In the text messages, Alice continued to blame her hitting me on how I had reacted previously to the constant abuse I was under to justify her continuing to hurt me physically for things like jokes or talking to the cat. If Alice didn't have a reason for why she had hit me, she would say it was because I had done something previously to deserve it, like in these messages. Alice says she pushed me away because it was my fault and all I do is call her names. But that is not at all what happened or how this argument took place. I would get upset after I was pushed, slapped or punched. I was horrible to Alice on many occasions and I deeply regret this behaviour and nothing will justify that. But the order in which these events have been portrayed as false, as Alice is once again ignoring that she had tried to hurt me when I was just talking with our cat. I was upset and frustrated that Alice hadn't apologised for getting physical with me, and I lashed out at Alice over text, which I regret. I told Alice that this isn't what I signed up for in a relationship, and it was hard for me to follow whether Alice was upset when we had been totally fine, and then suddenly she had hit me. Alice then says that I had dragged her in an argument and that I had shouted at her. I ignore this in the text messages as it was untrue and I've covered this in this video already. Alice says that I said weird shit so she pushed me off and then told me to grow up and to cry because I was upset that she had got physical with me. I pointed out that it was really strange to me that Alice knew that I was joking around with her but was still treating me like it was okay to assault me and that I should go and cry about her physically assaulting me. Alice then says that I was actually provoking her on purpose because I knew she didn't like it when I talked to the cat. We lived together and the cat was ours. And
how dare you speak to the cat? You're not allowed to speak to the cat.
It's 14 pages!
Oh. How dare you? How dare you? Teddy tipped $1.02. Thank you, Teddy.
Creating rules like saying I can't talk to him because she was annoyed at me is unfair and unreasonable. I went on to tell Alice that I was tired of being hit for just being myself. I thought we were having fun, but now I didn't know if I would be punched or pushed for just joking around, and because of this I wanted to break up, as it was clear that our relationship was not working and we could not be together if issues this small would lead to physical violence. Alice then said she knew that I wasn't being serious, to which I told her that she shouldn't hit me. Alice then denied hitting me. I did not expect Alice to admit it, as I had become used to Alice completely downplaying and excusing being physically abusive in our relationship and mocking me whilst continuing to call me delusional. As shown in this video, Alice has lied and hidden physically abusing me on multiple different occasions, like she's doing here in these text messages. I then told Alice I had to stop the conversation as I was really struggling with being gaslit about what had happened and then being insulted. This would cause me to get very upset, and I would struggle massively when Alice would tell me that I was making everything up. Alice then proceeds to insult me again, and then mentions that I had insulted her. I fully admit that I used horrible language, but as you could see, Alice would insult me too, but would only focus on my behaviour and would completely ignore her own. I said to Alice that I was tired of her ruining normal interactions by getting annoyed with me. I felt that Alice was intentionally making excuses to justify hurting me, and that this had happened since we very first began dating, as I mentioned in these texts. We continued to talk, and then I proceeded to ask Alice to leave again, because I felt that she was trying to antagonise me. Alice said she didn't respect me, and that was why she was treating me this way. Once I realised this wasn't going to be resolved, as the conversation had just become Alice insulting me further and trying to gaslight me, I told Alice that I had to go back to work, as I had been in an ongoing battle to retrieve the money my YouTube channel had owed from my YouTube network, as it had been taken away from me, and they had stopped paying me at the time. Alice knew that I had been in a battle with my network for tens of thousands of pounds, as it had been withheld from me for months, and I had no income stream because of this, as they were continuing to take future payments from me.
Yeah, I don't, you read, you coward. Hang on. This is the same guy who said he was gonna hit Alice with a brick. He's the real victim, lol. Well, it seems like they were both abusive towards each other. To be slightly fair, to ImAlexx, which I can't believe is the sentence I just said. It seems like they were both abusive towards each other. I mean, it doesn't justify what he did, obviously. Plenty of stuff to go around. Okay, what did Teddy send? What did Teddy send here? Lol, dude, now I'm imagining a huge terrorist attack somewhere and some random guy seeing this. Hang on. Why won't it? Oh, that's weird. It's not showing the full thing. That's weird. There's a. All right. I'm going to quickly restroom break real quick. Let me put on some music. This stream's already done and over with, because, well, not done and over with yet, but the copyright stuff with yeah. Be right back.
Escapes you with a sound. It's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour, but I won't make it. You take off on an updraft by each hour, and you overtake it every moment. I see you on the rise. You're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Or maybe can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why, no, I can't tell you why. Why you have to stay here on the ground? It's over. trying to cross the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why. Tell me there's an issue. I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Maybe can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. Please don't let me down. Please don't let me down. You better come around. You save yourself, I'll save myself this time around. You save yourself, I'll save you too next time around. I'm not around. I haven't been here for a while. You know I'll never be back now. Please don't let me down. Please don't let me down. You better come around.
All right, I apologize about that. I apologize. I'm back. I'm back and ready. Let's get this show on the road if I can find the proper scene. I have way too many of these on here. I gotta clear out some. Anyway, let's continue, shall we?
I was still paying for every expense in our house and using my savings as I was the only person working at the time. Alice says I took my equipment away from her, but that was because I was using it to make videos and to try and continue working so I could afford to support us and
Pizza sounds good right now, I'm not gonna lie.
the cat. Alice then says she pushed me because I was in her face. This is a complete lie, as I was laying down flat on my back in bed with the cat on my chest, and Alice moved towards me and pushed me. This shocked me, and I started to feel extremely worried about how Alice had begun to twist the narrative that I somehow had gone from just telling a joke about the cat to now being in Alice's face. Not only did Alice then downplay how hard she hit me, she had begun to rewrite the story of me being at fault.
Oh, the battery's low.
I said to Alice I didn't think things were going to get better.
Ah, that sucks.
And this showed me that our relationship would not improve.
Dude, that's
to which I again asked if we could end our relationship. Alice said that I had flaws, and she is correct. I tried to work through them when we were together, but I felt like the line had to be drawn somewhere before things got worse, which they...
Dang. This does not have a long battery whatsoever. I was recommended that I needed to get one of those plug-in things where it's like it acts like a battery, but you just have it plugged in all the time. I definitely need to invest in that. Then again, I'm debating on whether or not I should like trade this camera in somewhere, you know, to get like a better one. But we'll see.
They did. I did not want the way we had treated each other to be an ongoing excuse to allow things to continue to get worse. If we couldn't find solutions, I believed it was right to break up, as the ongoing abuse was not something that...
I haven't eaten all day. Every time I tried to eat, something happened. I couldn't take a single bite. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Minna.
Should continue. Alice then continued to say that she doesn't respect me after I told her that I had been working harder despite the financial issues that I was having at the time. Alice then told me to come here and say it to her face when I said that I wanted her to leave. At this point, I was annoyed, and I told Alice to get out again and to leave the house, as she was actively trying to escalate the situation by trying to start an argument with me in person and being aggressive over text. Alice continued to antagonize me and then mocked me for not working a 9 to 5. This would happen when I complained about how stressed I was that I hadn't been paid, and it was becoming a huge struggle trying to provide for 2 people and the cat. Alice then accuses me again of kicking her out because she didn't like my joke. At this point, I started to get increasingly more upset, as this had been going on for hours now. Whenever I brought up any issues, I would be gaslit and constantly misrepresented. This is something I really struggled to deal with. Alice tried to make me feel like my reasons for wanting to break up were stupid, and that I was over-emotional and overreacting. Alice then proceeded to mock me again when I started listing reasons for why I can no longer put up with the constant fighting in our relationship. I said to Alice I was totally fine before she had pushed me. I was not taking anything out on Alice, as Alice was the one who had antagonized and laid hands on me. Alice would then take my reaction and claim that I'd started the fight or the argument, like she has done in her document and on these text messages, even though she assaulted me. Alice then proceeded to repeat again that I wanted her to leave and break up, not due to the physical abuse, but in fact because she didn't laugh at my jokes with the cat, which is completely misrepresenting my actual feelings again. Alice then says, bro dumped me, kicked me out, and then asked to talk and calls me an idiot. Alice ignores that she had physically assaulted me and verbally berated me on text the entire time, and that I had tried to talk about it properly multiple times without fighting. At this point, I then snap at Alice and I insult her, and then the conversation continues to get worse. We then decided to talk in person about it, but Alice continued to antagonize me when I said we should talk normally and not be angry and shout at each other. Alice then tells me that I need to try my best. Alice then refused to talk in my office and instead made me go to her. When I went into our bedroom and asked what could be done to prevent this from happening again, Alice told me that I would have to get used to her hitting me if I continued to speak to the cat. I told her that
What the fuck kind of weird ass logic is that?
That was insane, and that continuing to hit me as an answer was stupid, and if that is really all she's going to continue saying, I no longer wanted to be in a relationship together. Alice then left the room. I instantly regretted calling Alice stupid, as it was childish of me to resort to insults, but I was incredibly taken aback and upset at this even being a suggestion that I would have to get used to Alice hitting me if I didn't change the way I interact with the cat for her. I then politely asked Alice over text to go somewhere else that night, as it was clear that we couldn't communicate with each other without arguing. Alice then says that I said that we can't interact with each other and that I was suggesting that we can't be together, which clearly upset her. I honestly and openly explained to Alice that if she believed that physical violence was the answer, that our relationship was beyond saving, unless she felt she could find other ways to deal with these issues, which she told me that she couldn't. Alice told me she wouldn't change her behaviour. I felt this was enough of a reason for me to ask Alice to leave, as I didn't want to constantly worry about being hit again. Alice proceeds to mock me and call me a mental case, and then says that she is just doing what I had told her to do. Alice continued to argue with me and called me butthurt in text messages. I was incredibly upset with how this had been handled. Alice again makes it seem like what I'm asking for is unreasonable, and says sorry for doubling down, for pushing you off with a question mark. As you can see, Alice showed 5 carefully picked screenshots of our text.
Honestly, text fighting is so immature and toxic. It really is. It really is. That's why it's like I've definitely learned that I definitely prefer to have like serious conversations with just like a phone call or like physically having the conversation, because I think like, especially because like you can't read tone in text message, so like I feel like it's easier to like things to escalate when they don't need to escalate. Like, don't they live together? Why are they texting? Yeah, no, exactly.
Text messages to convince people that this is an entirely different story than to the reality of what had happened at the time. This was not the only ongoing issue surrounding the cat, and Alice wrote in her document that she didn't want me near Bear because I would call him mine, and she capitalized this. Alice would shout at me and get physical with me when I said the cat was ours. I never said to anyone that the cat was mine. We were a couple who had brought him together and lived together, so I believed that it was our cat. Alice had paid the £50 deposit for Bear and asked me to pay the remaining £200 so that we could get him. I believed this meant that he was our cat, as we had both paid for him and we were moving in with each other. I then posted him on my Instagram story after we had gone to get him together. Alice got upset at me and told me that she hated that people were saying congratulations to me and calling him mine in my comments, so I removed the posts. Even after me and Alice moved in with each other.
Dude, all this over a fucking animal? Oh, Jesus, man. Like, obviously, like, if you guys... Like, if you have pets prior to being together, and, like, you're just moving in with each other, yeah, it's still it's solely that person's pet, you know? But, like, if you're moving in together, and you both financially pay for the pet, well, because like she puts down the 50 pound deposit, he pays the other like 200 pounds. It's your guys' animal at that point. Like, if you want to have a conversation about him posting the animal online, you know, that's a different story. But yeah, that's his animal too. It sounds like she was jealous of the cat a little bit. Yeah, which is super weird.
Each other. I was not allowed to do anything with
It's like
the cat,
being jealous of a dog, you know?
as Alice had made it clear, like she has in this document, that he did not belong to me. And this led to her pushing and slapping me for interacting with him or treating him like he belonged to us both when we were living together. Alice has tried to hide that she had been physically and verbally abusing me, would gaslight me, and that she would even attack me to paint her abuse as purely reactionary, which is not the case. Alice never shows that I was reacting to constant abuse at any point to make it seem like I would react terribly for no reason. I struggled massively with the constant mental and physical abuse that I faced throughout our relationship, and it had affected me severely to be in this situation constantly, as our arguments would devolve into name-calling and pulling each other down. I am ashamed when I read these texts back of how I behaved when we would argue. To resort to insults is unacceptable, and it was never okay for me to make personal jabs at Alice. Alice had found out that I had told my friends about the physical abuse because they had leaked my messages to her, and because of this, Alice claimed I was making up a contradictory story to hers to release publicly on my own accord. She does not mention that I was responding to lies that I'm a convicted abuser that she had posted on her TikTok publicly, and that she had been going through and following my friends months after we had broken up, trying to get their attention to spread this lie, which
What the fuck?
Ended up with my friends asking me to explain this to them after seeing the TikToks that Alice was posting online. I was reacting to Alice's public posts and lies about me, but Alice has hidden that she was constantly harassing me to make it seem like I'd gone out of my way to...
I am curious how certain people are gonna respond. Like, didn't what's her face? Katie Clism? Because Katie Clism is friends with Alice, right? I'm curious how Katie Clism's going to respond. Actually, I'm going to look that up. Katie Clism. How do you spell her name? Katie Clism. Did she respond to this at all yet? No, her last post was 11 days ago, opening up about abuse. What a lovely fucking topic. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Post. Here we go. Hey people, I've seen you all DM and tag me, etc. in the recent news that ImAlexx has done a response video. I appreciate you all letting me know, and I am now aware, but wanted to hop on here to let you know that, as you may know, I've taken a break over the past 10 days. I got my own BTS issues happening that are very relative to the topic matter at hand. I was unsure whether to make this post, but I didn't want anyone thinking I was neglecting the subject or that I don't care. I very much have thoughts about this situation, but mentally I'm not in a place to cover this at the moment. Please be patient and please be understanding. And I have actually filmed this morning, so new video will be out soon. I wanted to I think it's also worth mentioning that I acknowledge the mistakes I've made previously when it comes to talking about a subject that is ultimately a tough thing to talk about, as I end up getting my own emotions involved, and that's something I've never want to repeat. Okay. Interesting. Lots of thirst traps. God damn. And then pictures of her cat. Okay. All right, let's get back to YouTube chat.
Talk badly about her for no reason, when in reality Alice was trying to isolate me and antagonizing me into responding to her for months. When Alice had received the messages from my friends, she accused me of lying. Alice said if I told people she hit me in our relationship that she would sue me, even though I was sharing privately that her posts alleging that I was a convicted criminal were untrue. Alice then proceeded to admit to hitting me during our relationship in the same conversation where she threatened to sue me for telling people that she had been hitting me. Alice then excused this behaviour by telling me it's okay for women to hit men if they are being an asshole. Alice mocked
What the fuck? What the fuck kind of logic is that?
me for complaining about the physical abuse as she believed it was justified, and then told me that if I wanted it to stop, I should make a public apology towards her. Alice told me if she wanted to expose me publicly that she would have posted a document about me. I later found out when my ex-girlfriend Jess messaged me that Alice had told Jess that she had been building a folder on me since January. Alice had stayed in contact with me for months where she antagonized me, threatened me, and continued to mentally abuse me so that she could knowingly put my reactions into her document that she had started building in January. Alice said that it wasn't like she had named me in these posts or made a video about me, but she had responded and deleted comments on videos she posted saying it was about me and that I was on Claire's Law, which again is a lie. My friends saw the TikToks Alice had been posting online as she had gone through and followed them all after our breakup. Me and my friends had a call where I answered questions about my relationship, and I told my side of the story where I explained that Alice had been physically abusing me throughout our relationship. I made it clear that I did not believe that this was an excuse for my behaviour, and that our relationship was toxic and it was not good for either of us, and I was ashamed of how I had behaved. A friend of mine at the time, a YouTuber who goes by the name of ImAlexx, had messaged me in our group chat encouraging me to share more stories and all the evidence I had of Alice's abuse. He told me I could trust him and that because we were friends that they weren't going to share any of it anywhere and that it would remain private after I made it clear that I was worried that it would be leaked. Alice messaged me with direct screenshots from the private conversation that I had had with ImAlexx and my friends. Alice had been sent screenshots from our private conversation, and it was clear that if I talked to anyone she would know as she was following as many of my friends as possible. Alice said I shouldn't be lying about her hitting me and that she would sue me, but as I've already covered in these texts earlier in this video, she then went on to admit to hitting me in these messages and in her document. Alice made it clear to me that I couldn't talk to anyone about what I had experienced, as she was now contacting all my friends and isolating me completely, which is exactly what I feared she would do, as she had made it clear that there was nobody I could talk to who she couldn't reach, as she was sending me my own conversations so that I would know that I couldn't get away from her or talk about what had happened with anyone, including my friends, as they were going to leak my messages to her. When Alice's document was posted, ImAlexx posted various stories and a document about me that contains many statements that are false. ImAlexx had messaged YouTube commentary channels after our conversation where I privately entrusted him with my abuse story, even though he told me that what I shared with him would remain private. According to the YouTuber Samuel, ImAlexx told him that I had refused to answer any of his questions despite us having an hour call and there being various messages and a conversation disproving this, as it was leaked directly to Alice.
Hey, I just thought I'd come in to say that I've spoke to Alice, the ex of Alex, and I've also spoke to ImAlexx. According to ImAlexx as well, Alex has sort of ignored people, like ignored everybody, sort of gone into like a recluse, not messaging anyone back. Not even messaging ImAlexx back about their podcast that recently failed. Nothing like that.
God damn. Well, this is a very interesting story. But unfortunately, I do have to call it quits here. Obviously, part 2 tomorrow night, which is going to be fun because I'm going to be streaming a lot earlier this time. I'm aiming for like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we'll be able to get through the whole video this time. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's shown up for the return stream. It means a lot to me to be back and to be back at making content again, because this is what I love doing and I've missed doing this so much. Anyway, guys, this is Nerdy John signing out. Have a good rest of your night.